Wrap some celery in aluminum foil. There's a cool little trick behind it that I'll show you in today's video. Hey guys, so celery is a veggie with really high water content, which means if you don't store it properly, it can wilt, turn soft, and go bad pretty fast sometimes in just a few days. That's why today I'm going to show you how to wash and store celery so it stays fresh for weeks, even up to a few months. And yes, I'll also share that super handy aluminum foil trick I mentioned earlier. Start by cutting off the root at the bottom and trimming off the leafy top. Don't throw the leaves away though, you can totally use them in other dishes. These parts usually hold the most dirt, so it's important to deal with them first. Next, make a simple vinegar solution. Fill a bowl with clean water and add about 150 milliliters of 5% white vinegar. Then give it a quick stir. Gently place the celery in and let it soak for about 2 minutes. This short soak helps loosen dirt, residue, and bacteria on the surface without damaging the celery. You might notice tiny particles floating up. That's all the dirt coming out. After that, rinse the celery really well under running water to wash away any leftover vinegar and dirt. Then spread the celery out on a clean kitchen towel and let it dry completely. Letting it dry helps reduce bacteria and extra moisture, which is key to keeping your celery crisp and fresh longer. Now let's move on to the first storage method, keeping it in water. Once the root is cut, celery loses moisture pretty easily and can turn soft quickly if left at room temperature or stored the wrong way. So what you want to do is store it in water to help it retain moisture and create a better environment for freshness. Grab a glass container with a tight lid. Then cut the celery into pieces that fit nicely inside the container. Place the pieces in, but don't pack them too tightly. You don't want them squished together. Pour in clean water until all the celery is fully submerged. It's best to use filtered or drinking water, since the celery will absorb it, making it safer to eat later. Close the lid tightly and store it in the fridge. This method also works great if your celery is already starting to wilt. Just leave it for a few hours, and by the next day, it'll usually be firm and crisp again. In cold water, celery slowly absorbs moisture and regains that nice crunchy texture. You can't keep it fresh for several days this way, and even extend it to a few weeks if stored properly. Now on to method 2, using aluminum foil. This is the trick I mentioned at the beginning, and I know a lot of you are probably curious about it. Once your celery is fully washed and completely dry, grab a piece of aluminum foil big enough to wrap it. Place the celery in the center and wrap it up tightly. Make sure the foil covers everything from end to end, without leaving big gaps. Aluminum foil creates a protective layer that helps balance moisture while still letting ethylene gas escape slowly, which celery naturally releases as it ages. Another benefit is that foil releases excess moisture well, which helps reduce bacteria and that slimy texture. It also blocks odors from the fridge, keeping your celery smelling fresh and clean. On the flip side, don't use plastic bags. Celery gives off ethylene gas and needs to breathe, while plastic traps that gas inside. Over time, that makes the celery soft, wilted, bruised, and it'll spoil much faster. After wrapping, just place it in the fridge. Stored this way, celery can stay fresh and crisp for weeks, even up to a few months. It's perfect if you buy a lot at once or don't use it all in one go. Now let's look at method 3, freezing. This is a great option if you only use a little celery at a time and don't want the rest to go to waste. Start by cutting the celery into pieces based on how you normally cook. If the stalks are thick, slice them lengthwise first, then cut them into smaller pieces. Pre-cutting everything makes cooking faster later and helps reduce waste. Next step is blanching. Bring a big pot of water to a boil. Then carefully add the celery. Let it cook for exactly 3 minutes. Blanching stops the natural enzymes that make celery go soft and mushy over time. It also helps keep that bright green color. Make sure you only start counting the 3 minutes once the water is fully boiling again. As soon as time's up, take the celery out and transfer it straight into a bowl of ice water. This stops the cooking process immediately. Let it sit in the ice water for another 3 minutes, same as the blanching time. This quick cool down helps preserve both texture and color. Then spread it out on a tray lined with a towel. Arrange the pieces in a single layer. Pat them dry gently with another towel to remove excess moisture. This step is really important because it keeps the pieces from sticking together when frozen. Next, place the tray in the freezer for about 30 minutes so the celery partially freezes. This quick freeze helps keep each piece separate, making it easier to grab what you need later. Once frozen, transfer the celery into zip bags or airtight containers. If your freezer is set to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 18 degrees Celsius, celery can last up to a year. But realistically, most people use it within 3 to 4 months. Whenever you need some for soups or stews, just take out what you need and toss it straight into the pot. And that's it for today's video. With these simple methods, you can keep celery fresh, crisp. Whether you store it in water, wrap it in foil, or freeze it for later. Each method helps you save money, cut down on food waste, and make cooking a whole lot easier. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video. Share it with friends or family who love cooking, and subscribe for more easy kitchen tips. Also, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.